What is a home? Is it something found or something made? Is it a state of mind or a stationary place? Is it a house where one lives, or how the heart loves? So asks author Jameson Career, what is a home? It was late in December, on one of those rare, cloudy, gray, almost gratifyingly gloomy days in Fresno. The day's gloom became more pronounced as I opened the door and walked into the Central Valley SPCA. Yeah, outside there was an atmospheric gloom, but inside that animal shelter, especially in the Adopt a Dog section, there was an emotional gloom encrusted on the faces of the abandoned, vulnerable animals, languishing in cages and pens that were far too many and far too full. The dogs stared out with eyes that were somehow soulful and eager and hopeless all at the same time. I stopped at one of the dog pens because I noticed a small, shaking, terrified mixed terrier hiding in the far-off, soiled corner of the cage. "Could I see that little dog back there?" I asked. The pup cried out in fear as he was leashed by the animal shelter worker, and when he was deposited at my feet, he simply sat there, shaking, eyes staring at the ground. His fur was filthy, crusted with feces. He looked really sick. And truthfully, he was more petrified than any animal I had ever seen in an animal shelter. No one is going to take this little guy home, I thought to myself. After filling out all the paperwork and paying the adoption fee, backseat of my car. Soon, he was shaking on the ceramic tiles of my kitchen floor, and he was still shaking a few hours later as I spread out bedtime blankets, one for him, one for me. I fell asleep on the floor next to him, not wanting him to be alone in the night. Early in the morning, I awoke. I instantly knew something had changed. Sometime during the night, that little pup had gotten up and come over to me, and now his chin was resting on my arm, which he was using as a pillow. His eyes were open. He was looking at me, and when my eyes met his, he did not look away. We looked at each other for a long minute. Then he gave the biggest yawn, and with his chin still resting on my arm, he closed his eyes and fell asleep. Somehow that pup had known he found home. Somehow he knew he had found home. Starhawk, that noted pagan spiritual teacher, writes, We're all longing to go home to some place we have never been, a place half remembered and half envisioned we can only catch glimpses of from time to time. Somewhere, a circle of hands will open to receive us. Eyes will light up as we enter. Voices will celebrate with us whenever we come into our own power. We're all longing to find home. I'm aware that it is somewhat insensitive to be talking about home in the same week that our Fresno City Council voted a preliminary yes for an ordinance that will fine or imprison unhoused individuals if they, quote, sit, lie, sleep, or camp in a public place at any time, end of quote. Yeah. I'm also aware that it can be difficult to think about home when some of us are currently unhoused or have been in the past. And I'm also aware that the concept of home is emotionally complex or triggering for some of us, especially if we have felt unsafe in our home or feel unsafe in our home, or if we've never really felt at home in any place or in any context. And I'm also aware that some of us who identify as BIPOC could perhaps have a different relationship with the word home than I might as a white person. As a BIPOC colleague said to me this week, how do you expect me to feel at home in a country where my brown body matters much less than yours? So I name all of this, and I want to really honor whatever stirs in your heart when you think of home. But I want to give us all an invitation to think about home specifically in the context of our spiritual life. What does it mean to have a spiritual home? Why is having a spiritual home especially important in these divisive times, especially important in this election season, especially important in these days when so much is at stake and so much feels uncertain and unsafe? What does it mean to have a spiritual home? Several years ago, I shared this quote from author and spiritual teacher Uriah Mountain Dreamer. We are all lost without a sense of home. Home is, of course, not simply a physical place. It is a sense of belonging, of remembering and being remembered, of being put back together again when our journey into the world has fractured and fragmented our sense of self. It is the place that holds some essential piece of you in trust, waiting for you to return when you go out into other places. So, how do you know when you feel at home? How did you know you felt at home here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno? Or if this church and Unitarian Universalism is new to you, what is it that called you to be here today when you could have been anywhere. As I've said many times, I truly believe that love drew each of us here. Could we just say, love drew each of us here? Love drew each of us here. We're all seeking love in some form. We yearn to give love in some form. We come here because we are seeking love. We are looking to have space in our day, a place in our week that helps us open our hands and hearts to the transforming power of love. Love of self, love of others, love of the world, love of justice, love of science, love of God, love of that great mystery of life known by so many different names. We come here to let go of the things that pull us away from love, and there is so much trying to pull us away from love. We come here to let go of the things that drag us down, that drain us of hope, that limit our vision, that wrap us in the bleakness of despair. We come to let go of all of that, and we come to learn from a wisdom that is our own, but is larger than our own. We come to receive a love that is our own, but is larger than our own. We come to be a love that is our own, but is so much larger than our own. Our newly adopted Article 2 says it clearly. We proclaim that love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. I love that, and I would love it if you'd say it with me. We proclaim that love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. Now let's say it like we mean it so that the whole Central Valley hears it. We proclaim that love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. In the words of Unitarian Universalist Lee Kinvey, words that Angelique spoke yesterday at our Board of Trustees retreat, Lee says, we center love and relationship, creativity and community. And that word is so important. Community, and as Starhawk reminds us, community means strength that joins our strength to do the work that needs to be done. Strength that joins our strength to do the work that needs to be done. Author Anne Lamott writes, I read once that a human life is like a single letter of the alphabet. It can be meaningless, or it can be part of great meaning. She continues, our funky church is filled with people in community, people banding together to work on themselves and to work for justice, trabajar por la justicia. They follow a brighter light than the glimmer of their own candle. They are part of something beautiful. I like that. They follow a brighter light than the glimmer of their own candle. They are part of something beautiful. Who doesn't want to be part of something beautiful? Which is why I get to tell you that you are part of something beautiful. We are all part of something beautiful. As I said in a sermon 3 years ago, when we had our first service in this sanctuary after our pandemic shutdown of 14 months, as I said then, I say it now, I think of this church, I think of us online and on Alluvial Avenue as a temple of tenderness and an incubator of tough justice and equity. We are a sacred and open circle of compassion, care, and tenacious transformation. Our twin campuses online, hello everybody online, and on Alluvial Avenue, this is a place where we come to recharge and revive our spiritual batteries. This church is, as George Odell notes, a place where we come to mourn and we would be comforted. It's a place we come when we are in trouble or afraid. It's a place to come when we are in despair, in temptation, and need to be recalled to our best selves again. A place to come when we would accomplish some great purpose and cannot do it alone. A place to come in our hour of success when we look for someone to share our triumphs. A place where mercy has a seat. A place where we are reminded that life matters, that kindness matters, and that each one of us is a gift to this world, which means you are a gift to this world. You, whether you like it or not, you are a gift to this world. And so are you. You are a gift to this world. And the reason I can say that is because Unitarian Universalism doesn't teach that we are sinful. It doesn't declare that we're damaged goods in need of salvation. We believe that each of us is already a gift to this world. Each of us is a gift to this world. Could you say that with me? Each of us is a gift to this world. And again, each of us is a gift to this world. One more time, like we actually mean it. Each of us is a gift to this world. One of my favorite poets, Cuban-American poet Richard Blanco, writes, "We are the cure for hatred caused by despair. We are the good morning of a bus driver who remembers our name. We are the tattooed man who gives up his seat on the bus. We're every door held open with a smile. We are the person who looks and sees another in our eyes. We're the promise of one people, one breath, declaring to one another, I see you, I need you, I am you. I see you. I need you. I am you. Can we actually say that and mean it? This is how we bless the world. This is how we bless the world with the gift that is our life. The Reverend Rebecca Ann Parker tells us, the choice to bless the world is more than an act of will, more than a moving forward into the world with the intention to do good. It is an act of recognition, a confession of surprise, a grateful acknowledgement that in the midst of a broken world, unspeakable beauty, grace, and mystery abide. And while there is injustice or evil, there moves a holy disturbance, a benevolent rage, a revolutionary love, protesting, urging, insisting that which is sacred will not be defiled. The choice to bless the world will draw us into community, the endeavor shared, the companionship of struggle, the importance of keeping faith, the comfort of human friendship, the company of earth, the chorus of life welcoming us. The chorus of life welcoming us home again and again. The chorus of life helping us to find home again and again. Home is what we create together. Home Home is how the heart loves. Que así sea, bendito sea. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.